Cricket has over 42 official laws. It's a beautiful game, sure, but let's be honest. Some of these rules feel like they were written 100 years ago by people who forgot how modern sports actually work.
Hello guys, welcome back to the brand new video of Kinetic. In today's video, we will be breaking down top 5 cricket rules which makes no sense and exist in this cricket world. Rules that are pure, that reward flukes and absolutely make no sense. The last rule will make your blood boil. So without wasting any time, let's dive in. We start with law 41.5 or rule 41.5, that is mock fielding, or better known as fake fielding. This rule was introduced recently to stop fielders from deliberately deceiving the batters. If umpire catches the fielders doing so, any fielder doing so, the batting team will be awarded 5 penalty runs then and there. Now, this is why this law doesn't make no sense. See, cricket is a game of pure deception. Bowlers, while they prepare on their slower balls, work hard on their slower balls, and they give slower balls in important matches, the batters trick them by changing their stance at the last moment of release, and their slower balls may not work at that times. So why a fielder cannot trick the batter by showing fake fielding or a fake throw? ICC banning this kind of activity is something which should not be there, and this makes no sense, absolutely no sense, because it should be a fair work for both the teams, in point of view of batting side, also in the point of view of bowling side. So there should be a fair call, a fair thing which will settle both the sides. Now, rule number 4 brings us to a regulation which literally decided a World Cup final. In this rule or law, the if a fielder's throw hits the batsman's bat while running and the ball rolls down to the boundary, the batting team is awarded 4 extra runs. Now, I hope the real cricket fans know very much that in 2019 Cricket World Cup final, uh, one ball while there was super over, or I think yes, there was super over going on, and one New Zealand's fielder threw a ball, and Ben Stokes was running in the taking a run, and he dived in, and the ball hit Ben Stokes' bat, and the ball rolled into the boundary, and the team was awarded 4 extra runs. Batting team was awarded 4 extra runs, which actually be, became the reason for England's World Cup win in 2019. Now, I think this rule should be totally. Think about how fundamentally flawed it is. In fact, the batter was trying to save him from getting run out, and what was the fault of the fielder? He was just throwing a sharp, using his sharp reflexes. He was throwing a good throw to take a wicket in an important match, and accidentally the ball hit batter's bat and went in or rolled into the boundary. So what's the fault of the both the teams? This is a totally bizarre thing, because a fielder also, like, gives his everything while he is fielding in important matches, in important moments. Fielding is also a very important part, and when something like this happens, it demotivates the fielders as well as the bowling side. Also, the batters left clueless, because they are also awarded 4 extra runs, but somehow they also feel guilty about that. The rule should be clear that the moment bowler's or a fielder's ball hits the batsman's body or any equipment, it should be the ball should be made a dead ball. This is a clear and simple rule, but the ICC has made it more complex and makes decisions very tougher. Now, next up is a rule that penalizes or punishes the batting team because of the mistake of an umpire. This rule suggests that if if a bowls a ball and the batter bats it hits the pads of batters, that means it's a LBW call, and the ball goes to a boundary, but mistakenly the umpire raises his finger and he's called out. But if he is shown not out in after taking the DRS, the ball is done dead. That is, it is made dead ball. It is called a dead ball. So this rule is a totally, like, no, makes no sense, because what's the fault of the fault in it of batters? They are batting, and if they score 4 by, even it hits the pads and 4 leg wise, but still that runs should be given, because it's also a kind of giving that, what to say, that important runs, even though if the batters knows that he is not a LBW, or he, however he plays it, like knowing it that it will hit the pads, but now because of an umpire's mistake of calling it out, why should the runs should be taken? It's a totally a bizarre thing, and this penalizes or punishes the batting team hardly, and sometimes this small things results in decides the match. Some the batting team could lose the match by 4 runs, and that 4 runs should be, could be that kind of thing. So this rule should be totally banned by ICC soon. Rule number 2 is less about the text of the law, but more about the chaotic hypocrisy of the cricket world, or the cricket rule, running out the non-striker. The ICC has explicitly made it, called it a fair and legal run out. However, whenever thing like this or the action like this happens, the cricket world erupts with one question: the spirit of cricket. Rulebook of cricket really needs to eliminate this kind of ambiguity. Treat it like a simple stumping or a false printing. This kind of rule should not exist in the rule book of cricket, and if a batter does so, no warnings, no cultural stigma, no spirit, talking about spirit of the game, just no, only a single, deny the double run. That's it, that's all. Now we come out to the final loophole, that is the pitching outside leg. This is a LBW law where in any circumstances the batter cannot get out if if the ball lands outside leg stump, even if it comes in the middle of the bat and a bit off stump, but the batter will be declared not out even if the umpire raises his finger and the batter takes the DRS and it's shown pitching outside leg. The rule was made entirely, like, nearly centuries ago. Yes, I know centuries ago there was no DRS system, but the LBW law was there. So nearly a century ago this kind of rule was made to stop the batters from or the stop the bowlers from making negative negative tactics to stop the batter from scoring runs. However, in this kind of modern cricket world, this kind of rule doesn't actually apply for the batters, as they try with switch hits and treat the whole stadium as the boundary, whole sides of the pitch as the boundary. So this kind of rule actually doesn't, the batters doesn't care it about this kind of rule nowadays in modern day cricket. Cricket is evolving globally around the world, but the rule book of cricket is still old and still old aged. Out of these 5 cricket rules, which of the rules do you think is the worst, or do you think benefits batters or bowlers and should stay there stagnant? Let me know in the comments, and if you like this video, hit the like button, do comment and share the video, and most importantly subscribe the channel so that ICC sees these suggestions, sees these videos and bans these rules. Till this, subscribe the channel, like the video, share and join the Crick Kinetic squad in across Facebook, Instagram. Till then, meet you in the next one. Thank you.
वीडियोस बनाने हैं, फिल्मोरा है ना।